What's up, everybody? Jenna Say What here. I am still a little under the weather. I feel a little bit better than yesterday, but I did not sleep whatsoever last night. So I'm fucking exhausted. So the likelihood of me being, on for too long, probably not gonna happen. However, I'm here. Hello. Welcome in. Jenna Say What here. If you don't know me, I am a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, TikToker, Instagrammer, social media person, cosplayer, all of the above. Be doing the rundown of a little bit of the news, my own theories about some stuff. We're gonna be playing some Neopets while we're doing that. A little sweet with a sour. We're doing a little cabbage or a Sour Patch Kids situation over here. So, we're gonna try and go as long as we can. I'm gonna definitely call it 6:30. So an hour and a half in, but here we go. We're here. We're surviving. We're getting less congested, so that's fucking rad. So yeah, how's everybody doing out there? Everybody doing great? Yeah, we're gonna kind of do a little Neopets. Just a little Neopets. Just a little Neopets. Because we have the Halloween event that is going on. We're going to be doing a little bit of that. And then we're going to get into more into the news and the day-to-day and whatnot. So we're gonna try. If you are not following me on my other social media platforms, please do. JennaSayWhat.com/links. I am all by my lonesome. I do everything myself. I'm not sponsored by anything or anyone. So if you want to support me, free ways to do that is like, follow, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, all of the above on all my platforms. It's free to follow me. Come on, just do it. It's fun. We got, if you want to go a little further than that, I have a Patreon, which is your mild sauce. Then we got a little secret spicy sauce. You'll figure that one out. We also have YouTube, or PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App if you want to do that. Totally up to you, but zero worries if you don't want to. Again, follow me. It's a free thing to do. It helps support me, and I appreciate it. So yeah, let's do a little Neopetting. So yeah, crazy day. Did not get a whole lot done. Had to hit up the doctor, do some figure out if this is just allergies or what the fuck's going on with me. Should be fine the next day or so. So it's kind of wild. Actually, I realized I did not look to see how many things I need to purchase, what wheel I need to spin. Okay, we're doing Bright Veil. All right. Thoughts. It's empty. It's empty up in here. Let's get some Bright Veil going on. Get that wheel of knowledge. That wheel of knowledge. Oh, I got fucking nothing. Oh, great. More knowledgeable. I wanted stuff, but alright, sure. Fuck it. I guess we ball, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's been a couple of things that I was watching that was just very fucking interesting. It seems that Trump went on a wild messaging spree, a Truth Social spree, and was posting about how Joe Biden needs to be arrested. And I have no fucking clue as to why. He also posted a tweet that said South Korea, and that was eventually taken down. Dude has dementia. Anybody that sits there and tries to tell me otherwise, my dad died of dementia. I know what that shit looks like, and that's exactly what that shit looks like. I don't think that he's making it past May. My dad did not stay around for too long whenever he was diagnosed, and he went downhill pretty fast. they're kind of in the same route right now, and my dad didn't survive for too long. That's why I keep saying Trump's gonna die in May. Like, I think that's the thing that's going to happen. And yeah, it really concerns me because JD Vance is an absolute psychopath as well. I just don't think that, oops, my connection's not private. What the fuck? Just let me go into the, oh, wait. Not the merch store. I need the health food. There we go. See, here we go. Let's get some baby tomatoes. This is absolutely going the slowest it could possibly go today. But yeah, like, JD Vance, there's like a whole thing going on with that right now. And I have some major theories on this because what is it? Not JD Vance. Mike Johnson went on the record and was like having a what do you call it? An interview and a press conference, and he said we're going to have 2 great Trump years. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And with the testing that he's like, the IQ test that he's been talking about and being like, oh, I need AOC to take this test because I'll do much better than her on this. And I'm like, dude, this is a dementia test, bro. This is not just it's not an IQ test, bro. That is a literal cognitive test for dementia. And you're telling us that you did great on it? Dude, sure you did. You're in the Neo Lodge. How the fuck did you get in there? That's crazy. But yeah, absolutely fucking bananas. So it kind of makes me wonder. I'm like, is he like Freudian slipping on this? Is that what that is? Because it feels to me as though Mike Johnson had like a Freudian slip and said the quiet part out loud because they know that his health is not good. Trump hasn't sounded like himself. I mean, he's always had like really, really hard, like, now I sound like him. Oh my God. He sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Whenever there's not a teleprompter, he can't function. There's just like so many things. Like, he was in Japan. Hi, bud. He was in Japan meeting with that president, and he was like meandering around. And a lot of times you'll watch like his handlers kind of move him around because he doesn't know where the fuck he's going. They've had to put him on like on standing blocks to keep him from leaning over and falling over because that's a dementia thing. My dad had a lot of those issues. A lot of people that have dementia have a lot of those issues, and it's not they don't live very long with it whenever you're going downhill pretty fast like he is. And any of his base that's like saying that they don't see this, I'm just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, was Biden? Absolutely. Was I pissed that Biden didn't step down like at least halfway through his fucking presidency so someone else could step up? Yeah. Fuck yeah. He was there for too long. Like, dude, we can't have these elderly people in power. They don't know a goddamn thing that's happening in the world. They have no clue. It's so weird. It is so weird to me. Did not get anything. Boom. Is the jelly gone? The jelly's been gone. Oh, okay. The jelly has been gone several times. I think every day this week. Oh, the omelet. Oh, maybe it was the omelet is gone. Is 5 o'clock just not good? Like, am I, like, getting it on the off times? Because that's rude. I want a piece of omelet, bro. I want a piece of omelet, bro. But, yeah, it seems like he's going downhill pretty fast. And it's making me wonder because there's some stuff that's been going on with J.D. Vance that is making me raise suspicion, because we have him at Turning Point talking about how he wants his wife Usha to switch religions from Hindu to Christianity. And rumor mill has it that she was trying to get a divorce before he, became the vice president. And there was, like, a whole, like, conversation where she was going to stick with him while he's vice president. Now, bros, now I'm just like, this is interesting. Because, like, let me see. So we had this number. Like, let me go back to this one. Oh, no. See my friend. No. So anyways, this is, we don't even need the sound for this shit. But we remember this. She stopped, like, right at his mid-kit, like, that. And there's the like, little, like, thing that he does, and you saw that with, what do you call it? You saw that in, like, old video footage of him watching Dancing Girls, and you can tell that he's, like, into it. That was one of those things for me. Then this happens. Also, what the fuck are you, girl? That, like, you can't... I have never hugged a random person like that. I've never hugged a person that I'm not intimately doing shit with like that. Holding the back of the head. That is, and you can be like, oh, you're reaching, but, like, this is bad. This is real, like, that to me is, like, that's not a that's not a friendly hug, bro. That's a sexy hug, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Hi, baby. To me, because there's rumor mills going around about Erica Kirk and having, she was one of Trump's pageant winners, and there's all this money getting, like, she's got a lot of money now. She made more money off of her husband's death than she did if he was alive. Then, on top of that, the crocodile tears doesn't seem accurate. It just seemed very fake, very put on, like it's a spectacle. It also, the fucking pyrotechnics. Come on, people. Get the fuck out. But I think what they are setting it up for is J.D. Vance to divorce Usha because she won't change religions for him. And then Erica Kirk's gonna step up and do that. Because, again, if J.D. Vance, if Trump doesn't last till May, like, I think, like, I don't think he's gonna last past May. I just don't. He's going very far downhill very quick. And I'm wondering if this is the thing. If this is the like, we're going to be the white supremacist couple of the year kind of situation. Like, it all just seems very deliberate and very, it's just sus. It all seems very sus. And I just am not, I'm not about that life, you know what I mean? I worry because JD Vance, I've said many a times over, is not powerful enough to take, like, to get a grip on MAGA. He's not like, he doesn't command that leadership role like Donald Trump does, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whatever. But he's not a person that can really, like, garner that level of notoriety and etc., etc. However, mark my words. Usha Vance is on the way out, and JD is going to replace her with Erica Kirk. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. It seems a little too fucked up. It seems a little, yeah, it seems a little like the dots connect. And you would think that, you know, because Erica Kirk has a very large following. She has a lot of funding. She has Turning Point now. And I don't like that he was talking at Turning Point. I think that is disgusting. Not to mention that it just feels like such a conflict. But of course, like, I'm sure that they don't give a fuck at all. It just seems like it's adding up a little too well. And it makes me really concerned. Because, unfortunately, I think that Erica would make him powerful. That's what I think. And I don't like that. And it's only because she has a cult that follows her and is now being put into schools in Florida now, and another state, I think Missouri maybe, but like another fucking red state is doing that shit. The separation of church and state, where the fuck has that gone? I feel like, you know, all those years, I've always wondered, like, where's the Satanic Temple? Where have they been at? Because they were, you know, all up for, you know, let's fight, and, you know, we'll post things in schools and we'll do this and that, and they're not doing that anymore. What the fuck is up with that? Does anybody else notice that like they're oddly silent? It feels like everyone is just letting it happen. I don't know. And it makes me really fucking nervous because these people are schmazzies. They are. And they're not even hiding it. I mean, for God's sakes, Pete Hegseth has a fucking, like, iron cross on his fucking chest. Then we had that fucking Democrat come out of the woodwork and be like, I'm gonna run, and he had a fucking, also a Nazi tattoo on his fucking chest. Get him out. Get him the fuck out. I don't trust that shit. And him being like, I didn't know. Get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Absolutely abhorrent. It's absolutely disgusting. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't see anything in here that goes with us. Maybe these? Not really, but sure. I was trying to get him all spooky for Halloween, but he's not really, like, he doesn't have enough. He just don't have enough. Absolutely insane. However, the good news is that the Senate has voted to, like, overturn Trump's tariffs on Canada and, let's see. Yeah, so they just did Canada. And it looks like Trump has met with Xi Jinping and ended up, like, was it? He's cutting tariffs on Asian economic giant China. So yeah, it looks like South Korea and China he's now cut the tariffs on. So I guess that's good. I mean, it is good, but I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know what I mean? Because he does always flip-flop and whatnot. It's really bad. It's really bad. So, Brazil and Canada, and now South Korea and China. We now have the tariffs gone. So, this whole tariff thing was such a clusterfuck to begin with, because I've said it before on this, that if you are going to implement large tariffs, you have to be already producing in your country in order for it to fucking make sense. But we don't manufacture. We only manufactured weapons and whatnot in, what was it, the Second World War. We never really had the industry and the infrastructure to be able to do all these, build all this stuff like China or Japan or any other country. We don't have that here. We've never had that here. We've always imported. So you're sitting here trying to tell me that tariffs are going to help us? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely insane. And so, you know, the American public is always hurting with this administration. We have, what is it? Our farmers, our cattle farmers, being absolutely screwed with their cattle, and Trump is like, oh, we need to buy cattle from these other countries or whatever. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. So our cattle farmers, it's not Venezuela, it's oh my god, that stupid dude with the chainsaw. I can't remember what country that is now. I'm gonna have to look it up. Shit. I was doing so good on remembering things whenever my brain is just so fucking cloudy. So if I sound like I'm absolutely rocked out, I'm not. I'm just so fucking tired, dudes. I did not sleep whatsoever last night. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I hate it. Ugh. So tired. Let's see. President of Korea. I also am hearing some, like, speculations of maybe Russia is in, like, South America right now. I'm gonna look into it because I was just like, what? Argentina? Yeah, Argentina is there. Trump wants us to purchase Argentinian beef. whenever we have beef here. We have cattle farmers here, and they're hurting. Our farmers are hurting, and no one's doing a fucking thing about it. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely bananas to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is such a crazy, crazy thing. And, yeah, I really wish that our farmers would have wisened up before they fucking voted. Because people are in food deserts. There are some people out there in the United States that have to drive an hour plus just to get groceries, just to go to the store to get essentials. I'm now seeing friends of mine who have 3 income households. Like, they have 3 adults living in the home, bringing an income, and, you know, a couple of kids in the home, and they're even having issues, and they're going to be having worse issues putting food on the table without SNAP benefits, without food stamps, which apparently some Trump supporters didn't know that SNAP and food stamps are the same fucking thing. So if any of those motherfuckers were saying they're applauding this, I hope that they suffer the hardest. I do. Not their children, but the ones that fucking voted for this shit. I hope that they have to suffer for this. Because you voted to do this shit. You should have known that he was going to go after everybody. Caramel Poogle Biscuit. Oh my god, I wish I had one of those. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. Yeah, absolutely. It's wild to me. Hi, baby. You and your little tail. I'm doing better, but oh my god. My poor throat. I coughed up, like, I hacked this morning, and I think I strained my throat really bad. So, hi. You coming up here to see this? It's just yeah. Oh! Hello. He was like, give me love, mama. Give me love. Oh? Oh? You got things to say? No, only 2 feet on the table. Only 2 feet. The rest of them have to stay put, because otherwise you get into trouble. Look at this little nub. Oh, what are you doing, bud? Don't clicky click. I heard you clicky click. Oh, hi. Our little flower. Our little flower. Oh, Noodle. Oh, sweetie. You being a sweet boy. He's being such a sweet boy. Oh, look at him. Oh. Whoa. He's being such a baby. He's been like, since he's had his surgery, he's been exceptionally like, I need to be in your arms at all times. And I don't know how parents do it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know how. I don't know how they do it. What are you doing? Yeah, because I have to, like, carry him around. I was making dinner for myself yesterday, and I had to, like, hold him while I was, like, making food. It was ridiculous. He has been exceptionally needy, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I love me a needy cat. I love me a needy cat. Oh? There we go. I love me a needy cat, and he is so needy right now. Hi. Hi. You notice that he leans. He like leans in for kisses, and then I have to continuously kiss his head until he is satisfied. Like, I have to. Oh my god, I can feel his little nub tail trying to wag. Oh. Hi. Hello. Hi. What is this? What is this? His hair's starting to grow back, so it's like, it's very rough. That's a rough butt. With all your hair coming back. He's so cute. Oh my god. I can't. He tried to, because last night, because like, for context, I did a physical yesterday, and then I had to come back today to like do everything with my nose, because she was like, you'll be fine. And I was like, sure, I'll be fine. And then she's like, oh, do you want your COVID booster and your flu shot? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do. Forgetting that every time I get a flu shot, I get like flu-like symptoms, and it fucks me up for like days. So I think that now it's more of the flu shot kind of working its way through. So I don't know. She gave me meds, and I'm kind of scared to take them because I can't remember if I'm allergic to this medication or not. I'm like, am I allergic to this? I might call my mom and be like, yo, can I take this? Because I was like, I'm pretty sure I can take a Z-Pack, but I can't remember what a Z-Pack consists of. Actually, what is the brand name for a Z-Pack? Oh, it's Zithromic. Okay, I might not be then. Because I used to take Z-Packs whenever I was younger, and I was like, that would kick oh, why did I go back to this? That would kick everything out. I'm gonna play a little game. A couple of little games. Let's do Ice Cream Machine. Turn music off. I think that I have it. Yeah, I have it. To where it's not gonna make any sounds. Hey, Scott! I am. I'm feeling a little better, but I'm still, like, I didn't get any sleep last night. I got a flu shot, and the entire night, I was, like, hot and cold. And I was like, oh, God, am I actually sick, or is this a flu shot? And it was a flu shot. Like, I wasn't running a fever or anything, so I was like, this is the goddamn flu shot. But I got the flu for the first time in a very long time last year, and it was so bad. I see a Bruce hair. Oh no. I see it. Oh god, I see it. He just jumped up. You just missed him if you just jumped on. But yeah, he oh. He jumped up, and now I'm like, oh god, I see Bruce hair like floating around. I've been like using a de-shedding brush on him, but he fucking hates it. It is getting him to allow me to use the de-shedding brush on him is such a nightmare. It is such a nightmare. He fights me. It's the only thing he really fights me on. Like, I've brushed his teeth before. He lets me brush his teeth. He doesn't... Oh, God. Oh. I'm dead. Horrible. That was a horrible round. But yeah, he fucking hates his de-shedding brush. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. Again, I think most of it is coming from the flu shot that I got yesterday. But last year I got the flu, and it really fucking took me out. And not in a pleasant way. It wasn't like, hey girl, what you doing? You want to get some fucking ice cream? And I was like, sure. No, this motherfucker knocked me out for like a week and a half. And I was like, oh. Do I bathe my cat? No, he's self-sufficient like that. The only time that he gets baths is like, there was one time that I have no idea how Bruce had done this, because there was no way that, like, he didn't have any on his tail. Like, so he went to the bathroom and he pooped, and then I look on him and he has poop directly on the center of his back, where nothing was on his tail, nothing was there. I don't know how it happened. I didn't see it, but he 100% got poop on his back. And so he had to get a total bath, and he cries a lot. So I only bathe him if he absolutely has to have it. Otherwise, he doesn't, like, his specific breed doesn't need it. He's mostly just like a mix, like a mutt of a cat. But, I think that because his dad was very large, and the way he has beach waves in his fur, especially on his chest, it's very reminiscent of what's called a Le Perm, which is a, Le Perm. It's a French named cat. I don't think it was actually French, but they were considered, barn cats. And, yeah, they have very, like, curly fur. Let me see. Like, and if you look at Bruce, his tail was like that. And his fur is curly on his chest like that. So I have a hunch that he, at least, at bare minimum, has Le Perm in him. It just... That's Bruce's chest right there. Like, that's exactly how his fur is on his chest. His mom, tiny, tiny black cat. Like, when I saw her, she was, like, as big as the kittens. Because she herself was basically a kitten when she, no, that's just a tuxedo, but yeah, apparently his dad was huge. And his mom is, like, this tiny, tiny little thing. All of her kittens were, like, as big as she was whenever I picked up Bruce. She was so tiny. And she screamed out for the babies to come out for, like, what she didn't realize was, like, the last feeding for quite a lot of them. I'll never forget her crying when I took, because it was me and my friend, and we were taking, several of the cats, or several of the kittens. I think we took all but one or two of her kittens, and she was, like, crying at the door, and it shattered my entire existence. And, like, the whole time I was like, I know Bruce is coming to the best house. He's going to be very well taken care of. And he has been very well taken care of. He is spoiled rotten, but he is such a lover. Like, he is such a lovey, lovey little boy. He is fancy. Hairless cats. I really want a hairless cat. They are exorbitantly expensive, and for me, it makes way more sense for me to adopt and go to a shelter, or pick up a kitten from a friend that, you know, has found a litter, things like that. I'm more apt to do that than purchase a cat for an exorbitant amount of money. Although Sphinx cats I do absolutely adore. I love the wolf cats. I think that they're gorgeous. Apparently Le Perm cats are very expensive to get, and I was like, I basically got one for free. Like, he's basically a Le Perm, so he's my little boy. But yeah, he doesn't, like, whenever I eventually look at potentially getting another cat, damn it, I'm definitely planning on looking at shelter cats and trying to, you know, find him a reasonable sister. I'm probably not going to get him a brother. I just don't think he's going to play well with another boy cat. However, I don't know, because he hasn't been around other cats in a very, very long time. And the house that he was in whenever we got him and his siblings, he was in a house of like 7 or 8 cats. And the woman that we got him from, fantastic. She actually used to be a rehabilitator. And so that's why she, you know, the neighborhood cats she would just take him in and be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna, you know, get this one neutered once she has her kittens or spayed, things like that. But yeah, he hasn't been around large, you know, or another cat in a very long time, and I'd really want to test that water first before I definitely open myself to get another, like, kitten, just in case. Because he does get very jealous of Cleo, my turtle. My turtle's in a fucking tank. So I'll go up to him, and I'll talk to him, and Bruce will jump up on his cat tree and walk the little runway to go in between Cleo and I. So he is exceptionally jealous of any animal or anything that gets my attention. He hates my phone. If I have my phone up and I'm, like, you know, doing work or whatever, and he'll either bite at my phone or he'll try to push it away from me. And whenever I was working from home and I had my laptop out, he would gently pull the laptop screen flat. He wouldn't, like, slam it. He wouldn't break it. He was great about it. So that's why I never cared. But he'd be like, and stare at me. I'm like, bud, oh my God, I'm trying to get us, like, I'm trying to work, okay? Can't imagine a hairless cat. My ex-girlfriend had a Savannah. Oh, Savannahs are so pretty, but yeah, they are. Woo! The price for a fucking Savannah, insane. One of my friends, they have a couple of Bengals, and their first 2 Bengals that they got, or the first Bengal that they got, she was like a rescue Bengal. No, there was 2. I'm sorry, I was right the first time. But they got 2 Bengals for free, like purebred Bengals. And my friend, he wrote a book on waterfalls in North Carolina. Super rad dude, fucking incredible adventurer. But he, damn it, I knew I was gonna pass that one. He would take his Bengals out on waterfall excursions, and they would just sit on top of his shoulder, and he'd just go through the woods. And I'm like, Casey, dude, bro, like, that's crazy shit. Are the Bengals gonna be okay? And he's like, oh yeah, they're little adventure cats. And I'm like, no shit. Like, that's so wild to me. That is so incredibly wild to me that he was just able to take them out off leash at oh, are they normal goodie bags? Wah wah. I wonder how many Trick or Treat bags I actually have in my inventory. I don't know if it's in this account, though. Oh, I only have them from this year. Then that means that my other account has the other ones from previous years. Let's see. I don't know what I want to play. You think your girlfriend's was 5,000? Yeah. That seems way too much for any animal, really. there's so many animals out there at shelters that really need homes and are desperate for a home. And to me, I'm not gonna pay out the ass for a cat, especially knowing, like, I mean, Bruce is already well past $5,000 on his vet bills at this point. Because his last surgery, his emergency surgery and stuff, that was all that in the what was it, the springtime, that was about $10,000. It was $10,000. And then this last time it was $2,000. So, like, Bruce is already a $1,200 cat at this point. Is it worth it? Fucking absolutely. Wouldn't change it for the world. Best money I've ever spent. I love my little man. My little noodle. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with spending that, because now he's better and whatnot. What do I do for work? I was in the medical field. However, HCA Healthcare laid everybody off, at least in our department. So I am without. So, fucking rock and roll. At this point, I have just enough to keep me afloat for a certain amount of time. Not gonna, like, give away too much, but I'm gonna see how well this does for a couple of months, and if it's not really, like, doing what I want it to do, then I'm gonna tag on doing work again. Like, I'm gonna find work again, hopefully, that won't be replaced by AI, or I'll get, laid off again. Because unfortunately, the company that I was with sorry, I'm very tired. I got, like, almost no sleep. I was tossing and turning all night. It was so bad. So I'm fucking exhausted. But yeah, the company that I was with, they did a mass layoff so they can go and move their operations to India to pay poverty wages. So even if they did find me a position in that office, and I would stay with them until I found something else. But I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, it doesn't fit with my morals. It doesn't jive with me personally. So I wouldn't want to stay with that facility anyways. I just wouldn't. It's not something that that I think is a good thing. We have these huge corporations that the CEOs collect billions and billions of dollars, and they don't pay their employees shit. I always throw LabCorp under the bus because, like, fuck that company. But whenever I worked for them, I was working for them for almost 11 years. It was, like, a little under 10. And I was being paid less than I had just gotten $18 an hour. During COVID, and that's me drawing blood. That's me handling stool specimens. That's me handling, like, urine, sputum, everything. All of the above kind of stuff. Yeah, fuck the medical industrial complex. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I am not, like, And during COVID, LabCorp, not only did they cut our pay incentives, so, like, if you go to a LabCorp patient service center and you pay your bill there, you actually help out the phlebotomist that takes that bill and pays it through their system. And we would get, like, a little incentive kickback, which wasn't a lot, but it would add up, especially if you're in a patient service center, which I think is great. Like, if they're still doing that, I would ask a phlebotomist and see, because it does help the phlebotomist, because I cannot stress this enough. Like, this was 2020. This wasn't that long ago, but they cut our pay incentives. They cut our pay increases. So our measly, like, 20 cents that they would give us every year for always doing the mid amount of work, they never were like, oh, you have high marks, you're doing amazing. No. It was always meets expectations. So the measly, like, 20 cents that they give you as a raise, and then they cut that. They cut all of our time off that year during COVID, so we weren't allowed to take any time off, which I think is illegal. I think. I eventually, like, took time off at the end of the year, but, like, during the beginning of the year, up until, like, July or some shit, they were like, you're not allowed to take any time off. We had a bunch of people quit or take medical leave and say, fuck you, LabCorp, which I don't blame them. What else did they do? I think they cut some stuff for the drivers too, but I'm not entirely sure. But at the end of the year, they were like, oh, here's a $200, like, bonus for this year. And I was like, this isn't covering anything. And, oh, they also didn't give us PPE either. Like, they wanted us to work with COVID during COVID. Did they give you a shirt that said, nope. No, they didn't even give us a shirt that said hero. They didn't even give us PPE. The only reason I got PPE is because I was stationed in a doctor's office, and they made sure that I was taken care of. That is bananas to me. That is mind-blowing to me. And then I told my boss the next year, I was like, hey, I want to be a project manager. I'm doing these classes. Let me, like, do we have anything like that? Oh, yeah, we do. And I was like, cool. How do I get in? Like, what do I need to do? And she's like, oh, I'll talk to my bosses. And I bugged her about it. It wasn't like I just said something and I just let it go. No, I was bugging the shit out of her. And she's like, oh, and this is like the beginning of 2021, right? And she's like, oh, my bosses aren't really getting back to me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure they're not. Flash forward to October of 2021. I was like, I had found the job that I was at, and I was going to be working from home, which is great for Bruce. Bruce has separation anxiety really bad. So I try to get work from home jobs just to accommodate him, which is sad. But if I have to go back, the little dude's just he's gonna have to survive. He's gonna have to deal with it. There's nothing I can do. But I got this work from home job. It was great. I understood the assignments. I was doing the best that I could. And we had 4 layoffs in 2 years. And I was like, we are so fucked. And at that moment, with this last potential layoff, at the beginning of this year, in July or in January, February, they were like, we don't know if we're going to have layoffs again, but if we do, and my brain was like, okay, if we have these layoffs, I'm going to temporarily move to Florida, to help take care of my dad. Because I was not, the amount of money that they were charging him for his hospice care was above and beyond what it should have been. And I was like, okay, we really can't afford this. So let me just come down there. And, we couldn't afford this, like, long term or whatever. So let me just come down there. And so that was my game plan. I got laid off. And this all happens in a month. In the same fucking month. I am not even kidding. I get Bruce's diagnosis that he has to go under the knife to get his gut open because he has something stuck in his stomach. Right at the colon. It was right there. It was wanting to go get out, in his poo. It ended up being a hairball. So they had to cut him open, do that. I just got him back home, stitched up, belly shaved, cone on his head, drugged out of his mind. And I go into work the next day, and they pull us in for a meeting, and they're like, yeah, we're going to let everybody go on this call. And everybody is crying. Everybody is, like, losing it because we're all like, oh, my God, it's actually happening. And then my dad dies. And I was like, at that point, I was just looking at the world, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, all of this shit that was, like, tumbleweeding. And I had said, I was like, okay, well, I was going to just help dad, but I guess now I have we are not talking a large amount, but a small amount that would be able to, like, I could stretch out with my own savings and with doing all of the things that I do online. I was like, I think maybe and I talked to my mom about it. My mom's like, if anybody can do it, you can. Just set your mind to it, start going for it, and just do the thing. And I was like, all right, let's fucking go. You have separation anxiety when you don't stream, but I'm glad you're no longer working for Satan. Absolutely. So thank you. Yeah, it's honestly, being in the medical field, I have always said that losing a parent to dementia is probably the worst way that you can lose a parent. And I want to go on the record to say that is 100% true. I have not lost my mom, thank God. But losing my father to dementia and watching that play out was awful. It was awful. So anytime that, like, friends of mine lose their parent to dementia, I'm always like, I get it. Yes. It's fucking tremendously horrible. Because sometimes they know who you are, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's, you can have a conversation with them. The mirroring was something that was, like, a lot for me because I don't like people hovering. And I went down there to visit him, and I was working from home, and I'm sitting there, like, working on my laptop, and my dad was just, like, over my shoulders, and I was like, Dad, so I ended up, like, having my back to the wall, and that's how I would work, just because it was like, oh my God, you could just feel the presence behind you, and you're like, I can't work like this, I can't, but I also know that you don't know what you're doing. But, he went peacefully. Whenever they switched his meds, I knew it. I knew that was it. They were like, oh, we need to up his, God, what is it called? His pain medication. And I was like, this is going to sound bad, but is that absolutely necessary at this point? Because in my medical brain, I knew his body couldn't take it. I knew in my medical brain that his body would not be able to take an up dose of any kind of pain med. And lo and behold, within days of him getting switched over the meds, that's whenever he passed. And I was like, yeah, I kind of knew this was going to happen. And, like, I was at Animazement working, and I got the call, and I was like, son of a bitch. I felt like I was getting plane tickets. Like, I was looking at plane tickets that day because I thought he'd have, like, a few extra days. I didn't think that med would hit him as hard as it did, but it did. So he went peacefully in his sleep. So, I mean, I wouldn't have been there anyways. because they have, you know, strict rules of like people being in and out. But yeah, they gave me the call, and I stood there for a little bit, and I was just like, I just need to be present and in the moment where I'm at to just, I don't know, zen or kind of like, I don't even know, but I just like, I was standing there at Animazement and watching all the people walk around, and I was just like, that chapter's like, it's over, and there's nothing else that'll ever be there for that like, this book is closed. So it was weird. It was a very weird, like, experience, and I went down there, you know, the next weekend, because, like, the coroner was like, take your time, we know that you're working, and then my job only gave me 2 days bereavement, and I was like, I am his only family. No one else is going to come down here to try to help take care of all of this. I need more than just 2 fucking days. And they were like, how about we do this? We'll give you an extra day on, so we'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you'll also have Saturday and Sunday. I was like, fucking hell. So, like, that pissed me off with my company, because I was like, this is my dad. I'm his only child. I can't take care of this shit by myself in 3 days, because we're talking 3 business days. The weekend is not really going to count. It was crazy. Can't even imagine. Dementia would be so horrible. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Do you think him having a dementia was horrible for him? I don't know. The problem with his dementia is that it was alcoholic related dementia. So, like, I don't know. I do hate the across the street fucking neighbor from him, because I was getting calls regularly stating that the across the street neighbor, whose children have disowned her entirely for damn good reason, she was feeding my dad alcohol. So she would bring my dad over a Diet Coke bottle, and she had already popped it open and poured a half a bottle of rum. So she would half it out for both of them, and she would give that to him. And I told the next door neighbor, I was like, yo, if, like, I can't be there, because, like, Florida, where I'm at, like, it was just goddamn impossible. And I was like, if you see it, sniff it, grab it, tell me, because I can get this woman. I can call the cops on this woman and be like, she is feeding my dad alcohol when he has alcoholic related dementia. And I still blame that bitch for him going downhill as fast as he did. I know in my heart that if she wasn't feeding him fucking alcohol, he wouldn't have been going as fast downhill as he was. And there were so many times that, like, the nurses would call me, and they were like, your dad is very obviously drunk. And I was like, how the fuck is he getting it? Oh, we're talking about my dad passing. He had alcoholic dementia, the lady across the street. After I yelled at her, by the way, whenever I went down there one time, I, like, knocked on her door and I was like, you are not a part of this team. No one in this block likes you. Stay the fuck away from my dad and my property. These people, and I was pointing at a couple of houses, I was like, they are on the team, and she's like, well, I don't want to be on the team, and I was like, good, wonderful, glad we're on the same page. But she ended up giving my dad, like, bottles of Diet Coke that she would pour out half the bottle, pour the rest, fill the rest of it with rum. And so my dad went downhill faster because this person decided to give him alcohol on top of him already being on Coumadin and all these different medications and painkillers and shit. Like, knowing the meds that he was on and knowing that he was still drinking on it because she was feeding it to him is absolutely beyond insane. I was like, his body wouldn't have, like, this would have significantly expedited this process of dementia. No doubt about it in my head that she expedited that whole thing. It's crazy. Craziness. So yeah, if anybody out there that has parents that, you know, have dementia and that's how they're passing away, the fucking worst way that they can go. It's the fucking worst way to go. Like, watching your parent, like, losing your parent to cancer is one thing, and you watch their body disintegrate, but they still know who you are. They still see you and perceive you as their child. When it's dementia, you don't know. You don't, like, they don't have a goddamn clue sometimes who you are, and that kills you. That strikes you at your goddamn core. So that's why I say that that's the worst way, is because of that. Yeah, it absolutely was. It huge contributor to my parents' divorce. Huge contributor. Huge contributor to him not being a music teacher anymore. There was a lot of things that it ruined in his life. And as I was going through old documents and paperwork and various things, he kept everything. Like, diligent paperwork. And it was filed properly, too, by the way. Like, this man, I definitely see where I get it. Like, it's on both sides of my family, but, like, anytime I'm, like, filing paperwork or whatever, I'm, like, very diligent about, like, alphabetical order and times and blah, 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 blah. And, like, my dad was like that, and he kept some of his pink slips. And I was going through them, and as I was going through them, I kind of could see where the turns were happening. And when he was, like, drinking heavily, and, you know, there were things where they were like, he stole things, or, you know, whatever. And I was just like, oh, Dad. So, you know, people don't talk about that whenever their parents pass away, I don't think. Is like the things that you find after they pass, and the things that you really don't want to find as well. And it kind of, I guess maybe it humanizes them, but also at the same time, I was just like, this is so sad. And, like, as I was talking to friends of his, oops, I didn't want that. As I was talking to friends of his, that were friends with him in college and, you know, high school and stuff, a few of them were like, we really wish that your dad, because I kind of confided in a couple of them and was like, was Dad an alcoholic? And they were like, yeah, we're really, I was like, because his, you know, his diagnostic, because I've been in the medical field, so I can read this shit. So I was reading and I was like, oh no, this is alcoholic-related dementia. And I talked to him and I was like, hey, like, was that a thing? And they were like, yeah, we did try talking to him, but, you know, back in those days, you didn't really, like, talk about things like that. So, like, if he, I want this bear, I just want to see if it's cheaper anywhere else. Oh, it is. Oh, no. Oh. We're going with this one. Oh. I just like that it's a little teddy bear. But yeah, not to be like a super downer, but, you know, for me, a lot of my brain during it and after, even with processing and stuff, I was still thinking very medically, and it really, surprisingly enough, it helped me, because understanding how the body and the brain works, and understanding, you know, those time periods and whatnot, it's just, it was a little easier to know that, you know, that was during that time period, you didn't talk about mental health. You didn't talk about issues that you're having. You didn't like go up to your friends, or like a friend of yours that's having like a very obvious addiction problem, and be able to just talk to them and be like, hey, you know, I'm really worried for you. I'm concerned. You know, this stuff didn't, none of this stuff ever existed back in his time. So it just made me a little bit more thankful for the time period that we're living in, because of how acceptable it is to talk about mental health and going through addiction issues or whatever. Like, I mean, I talk a lot on my eating disorder here, things like that, and it normalizes it, makes people feel less alone. And I know with me, for my eating disorder, it took me up until like 2 years ago to finally be like, got an eating disorder. And I, like, whenever I went to my doctor yesterday for my physical, I was talking to her about it, and I was like, you know, getting into healthy relationships, getting into healthy, you know, eating habits, doing a little this, because it makes me chill the fuck out, anxiety, depression, goodbye. But also it makes me go, oh, I actually am hungry. Because I've been so in my ED for so long that I don't really have like a hunger feeling. I've kind of weeded that out of myself. Yeah, pumpkin baby food. Let's give it to one of the babies. But yeah, diligent to make sure all this, like, filing. Yeah. Talking point, but I do. Oh, no. No worries, Scott. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming in. And no, I'm always down to talk about, like, the hard shit, because, like, it's, to me, it's a part of the human process. It's about being human. Having, you know, losing a parent or losing, like, a loved one. Oh, yeah, this one's in the Neo Lodge. How the fuck did you get in the Neo Lodge? I didn't put you there. Put yourself in there? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, let me see. Actually, ooh, I do want to see if there's any adoptable Neopets that might be kind of neat. Let's just take a peek. Let's adopt. I just want to see. I want to see what's all up in here. No. I really shouldn't look at adopting more Neopets, because I'm going to end up seeing a animal that I want. And, I have, like, probably one more storage space left. And I want to ruin it, you know? I don't want to ruin it. That's a pirate Techo? He looks like a gray. Like a gray Techo, not a pirate one. The fuck's pirate about that? Boring. Actually, let me see. What's Techo pirate? What's the, like, that's it? So he just looks like a gray. Where's the gray at? Got it. So he just looks like that. It's They really didn't try on those two. They did not try. They didn't try. That's ridiculous. Boo. Boo. But yeah. Yeah, I'm always down to talk about, like, the sad shit in life, but it's a part of life, you know? All this, it really sucks, but at the same time, like, me talking about it helps. It also helps other people, because I'm not the only fucking kid that has gone through this, that has had their parent succumb to alcohol abuse, or had their parent succumb to dementia. I'm not the first. I'm not, definitely not going to be the last. And sometimes it's hard to come across that shit, or, you know, I might say something like this, and then you have a friend that's going through it, and you're like, oh, Jenna was talking about this, and this is what, you know, helped her, or this is what, you know, she did to cope, or, you know, whatever. And, like, there's a lot of things about life, the universe, and everything that, you know, isn't as readily accessible, and people don't know a whole lot on, just because we're, you know, we're living a weird time. But, oh, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on. Oh, I said 6:30. Check that out. I'm probably gonna save some of that stuff for tomorrow, talking about it. Let's see. I don't think I've read that one, but I don't trust it. I wonder if I have an ability to look at what books Professor has read, because I feel like I'm constantly trying to feed her the same books, and that's, I don't know. It's weird. Let's see. It never tells me, like, what book she's read or whatever. Let me see. Professor, let me look at your details. Does it... Oh, she's an ultimate genius. That's right. That's my girl right there. Hit points, not much. She is not a battle person. She is a genius. So let me see. There was something. Don't know. Where is her statistics for books? What is this? What the heckums? Why can't I find what book she's read? How am I supposed to know? Hold on, wait a second. I got this. How to find out what books your Neopet has read. Book checklist. Quick reference page. Neopet sidebar. And click on intelligence. What? Hold on. Details. It's saying that I should just be able to click intelligence, and that's not right. That is not correct. Click your pet's intelligence. I don't know. There's no way. What the fuck? Click on your pet's intelligence. Am I missing it? Okay, that's not what I want. Not what I want. I'm like, come on, just show me what book she's read. Because I want to go through some and start, like, doing the thing, like, giving her new books to read. Because I really want her to be, like, a high-level intelligence. And also, I'm really sick of constantly buying the same books over and over again and just having to buying them for a high price only to have to sell them for, like, way cheaper. You know what I mean? It sucks. It sucks. I got nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, anyways, it is 6:26. My voice, like, all of this starting to shut down a little bit. Like I said, I did not sleep fucking whatsoever last night. So I'm going to jump off here a little sooner than usual, just because I need to actually start winding down. I'm probably going to go to sleep, like, way early. I'm so tired. Ugh. But anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. If you are not following me on my other social media platforms, please do. jennasaywhat.com/links. All those links are there. You have free ways to support me, following my social media platforms, liking, commenting, pushing that bell notification. If you want to subscribe, that's less free ways to do it, unless you have Amazon Prime. Fuck Amazon Prime, but if you do have an Amazon Prime membership, you can hit it up, and you can give me a free follow on Twitch. What else? If you want to follow, or if you want to give more, you always have that option. Zero pressure if you want to. If not, cool. Everything is funded by me. I'm not funded by anybody. I'm not, like, nobody gives me money for any of this. So if you want to, that's cool. Great. I have a Patreon. That's your mild sauce. That's safe for work, all the way up to your super spicy sauce. You'll know what I mean. And what is it? We have PayPal, Venmo, Cash App if you want to do that, but zero pressure on that as well. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll probably go over a little bit more of the news because I'll probably feel a lot better. Because now it's just the flu shot that's kicking my ass at this point. But anyways, so yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Stay safe out there. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. Fuck ice. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel, guys. Shit's happening all around us. Keep your neighbors safe. Keep your friends and family safe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty. Bye.